So I made my video originally before I saw Julian's response, and I did see Julian's response, and so I just have to put this in here real quickly. I don't care. I said what I said in this video. I'm sorry that he was crying. I'm sorry that he felt offended, but this whole thing of him saying like, why would you even do that? Why would you think that was even appropriate? I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't give a fuck. What happened happened. And for you to say someone can't talk about it or that's inappropriate to talk about it, your girlfriend is not Jesus Christ. I love Jenna Marbles with all my heart, with all my big heart here. She is not Jesus Christ. She did something in that situation. She didn't do a lot wrong, but she still did do something wrong and left of her own volition. No one told her to leave. She was the one that felt the pressure from everybody calling her out and left. Granted, she did nothing that needed her to leave, nor did she have anybody really wanting her to go like that, but she made the decision to leave. We can't even do anything about it. Even if we had praised her all day and night, she's still not going to come back. And I get it, but other people felt that too. James Charles has felt that. Hell, James Charles was called a whole predator out here, and people were still memeing on him before that, during that, and after the fact. Shane Dawson has felt that, and even though in some cases, especially with Shane Dawson, in most cases, those are rightful and justified feelings people have had, y'all have made fun of people who've been in fucked up situations. You don't even know if they were still hurting for it, but because it was a meme, you were laughing about it. If you can do that, don't get mad at other people because they're doing the exact same thing. I'm sorry that your girlfriend might be hurt or something like that, or anything that's happening to her, but to gatekeep that people can't talk about it because you feel hurt is not okay, because if it was anybody else, I'd be still talking about this, and we'd still do stuff like that. And we still make references to it. If Tati left the internet after what happened, we'd be talking about it. It'd be in that same type of thing. You are not special. I'm sorry that you feel the way you feel. I truly am. I don't like seeing that. That whole video made me very upset. But also, that's not okay. If I'm gonna do it for other people, which we have been doing it for other people throughout this entire year, it doesn't change because you start crying. And that sucks. But I said what I said. I always feel sympathy towards people. You guys know that. But I also like to be somewhat consistent in my morals. And I would do that to other people and have done that to other people. So I don't feel bad doing it now. So I said what I said in this video. Anyway, back to the content. I'm sorry. So let's do something crazy. Grab my hand and I'll show you find me. You know, I'm the first one to be totally on board with the good simping, extremely liking, obsessing over someone. But at one point, when does that become toxic and unacceptable? There are a lot of points where that becomes toxic and unacceptable, and people want to ignore it as if, no, it's positivity, so it's fine. Is it positive? Or is it just you being hypersensitive and getting what you want? Which one? We're going to talk about that today. Hi guys, it's Luna and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be on the whole Jenna Marbles situation. Well, the situation people made into a situation. We're going to talk about Corpse Husband, we're going to be talking about stan culture and Dream and a bunch of other stuff. And the reason I'm talking about all three of these things is because they all kind of relate to the same thing. I don't care about any of them until I saw the videos on them and I'm like, okay, this is kind of toxic. Now, let's talk about the more recent problem, which is the Jenna Marbles so disgusting situation where a girl talked about Jenna's apology for saying something very racially insensitive towards the Asian community. And because she referenced that apology that happened, that exists, she got massive hate for it. And videos made about her, calling it disgusting, calling what she made disgusting. And by the way, she didn't call Jenna disgusting. She didn't say anything hateful towards Jenna. She did actually nothing. She just referenced it. If you don't know the video I'm talking about, this is the person who made it, and this is the video I'm talking about. It was like a musical YouTube rewind. And in this musical, they sung about Jenna's apology, having a Jenna stand-in. Yeah. Oh, were you expecting something else to have happened? Like her shitting on it, just in general talking about people who have bad apologies and referencing Jenna or something like that? No, she just referenced it. And literally even hours later, as I'm looking back at this, I look at the context of the entire video and I still see nothing wrong with this. Even for the people who are going to claim, oh well, in the context of how many people they are shitting on in this one, they're obviously shitting on her. They shat on Pokimane. They reference, was it Anus Unis, these people. Does that mean that they're shitting on them as well? They also talked about the Black Lives Matter movement. Was that supposed to be a shot at them as well? Was that supposed to be, oh, we're shitting on them as well? I know some people didn't talk about that. You could tell if you were in any type of theater class that whole little part of the video was supposed to be sad. It was supposed to be oh, these are the shitty things that happened this year that weren't so fucking great. And in the end, it also played on something that happened this year and they wanted to highlight, i.e. the Black Lives Matter shit. There was no indication. I don't know, maybe the sad music was supposed to be the indication that this was supposed to be a fucking joke. Maybe the depressing lighting was supposed to be the indication that it's a joke. Did with literally no one else, but okay. And you could kind of argue the Dr. Disrespect stuff, but the lighting, the music was not what that was supposed to represent. The whole vibe was, maybe it's just me coming from a theater kid looking at this like, that's not what it was supposed to represent. Coming from an untrained eye or someone that's never even been to a theater, that I can totally understand that. But someone that loves them all, any type of play, I know for a fact the moods were drastically different during these points. And I think there was a reason for that. But we're just going to ignore that because we're angry Jenna fans, I guess. That was all. And several people made videos about it, calling it disgusting, calling her a terrible person, all this type of stuff, just because she had referenced. Let me say this. I love Jenna Marbles. I watch her stuff to genuinely feel happy. Literally throughout this entire year, the one person I've been watching consistently, I mean their old content the entire time, was Jenna Marbles. She makes me feel happy. I like watching Julian. He makes me feel happy. They are genuinely cool people to watch, and I watch them if I need just to pick me up to feel good. So as someone who loves them dearly, this is dumb. The fact that people genuinely don't like this girl because she referenced something that Jenna actually did and apologized for is crazy bonkers to me. Just because we all accept her apology, just because we think that she never should have left the internet, does not mean we can't talk about how she actually did something wrong. Yes, she apologized for that. Kudos to her, because she was one of the only good apologies that happened this year. However, we're not going to blatantly ignore that she didn't do anything wrong. We're not going to blatantly attack someone for referencing how she did something wrong and apologize for it, especially when the whole intent from the person who made it and from what we can actually assume from the information that we have on the matter, she was referencing it in a good way. Well, not really good. She was referencing it in a way that showed that we are sad that these things happen, that these weren't necessarily the best things that happened in this year, but there were things that happened that we all collectively felt sad about. Well, the David Dobrik thing, and that's your prerogative if you cared about him, but everybody was sad that Jenna left. It was a very heartbreaking thing at the time, but that's all she was trying to say by that, was that sucked. A lot of things suck this year in the sense of, people are being assholes and shitty and terrible, i.e. Jeffree Star and a bunch of other things. However, this is something that hit hard this year that totally fucking sucked. Something that, unlike other things like Mr. Beast in this whole video or musical or whatever you want to call it, couldn't really be made fun of. It was just kind of like a sad moment. That's the point of the music, of the sad look, of how depressing it was, on how nothing really came after it in the sense of referencing it and how dumb it was or something like that, because that wasn't the intent. The intent was a sad, sucky moment of like, fuck, that fucking sucked. And then after that, and the David Dobrik thing, it went into Pokimane. Instead of it went into comedy, it went into something that was more lighthearted, that distracted from the original thing. But people don't want to look at context because reasons. We didn't want her to leave, but if nothing, she accepted responsibility for her actions and apologized for something that she did that was very insensitive. The black stuff I don't know about because, but she did say something very racial. And it was very insensitive. If it was to anybody else, if anybody else had said that shit, it would have been the fucking point of everybody to put them underneath the jail. They wouldn't have actually wanted them to go to jail, but you get what I'm trying to say. They would have crucified them. Just because it's Jenna doesn't mean anything. Yes, she apologized for it, and kudos to her because she understands the gravity of what she did, and we all accepted her apology because she's a genuine, decent person and she showed that she's changed. Yes, that's great, but I'm not gonna sit here and condone people hating on someone solely because she referenced something that happened. That's crazy. That's the point where it becomes super toxic, and you're not going to tell me otherwise. That's so crazy that people are genuinely, with their whole chest, making whole videos about how this is disgusting when it's not. And they're really just saying, oh, that's disgusting that she's talking about the apology that Jenna made. Jenna Marbles did the action, and she would have to deal with the consequences. But even then, there's no consequence here, and people are genuinely attacking her for it, and she had to take it down. Like, it's insane to me that people are genuinely co-signing that this is okay in some way, shape, or form. It sets a terrible precedent because people don't like to think about what if it was somebody else. See, what if it was somebody like me, lad? Oh, we're not supposed to accept his apology. You shouldn't be doing this. Da 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 da. But guess what? The dumb kids that are watching your channel, seeing you do toxic positivity or just toxic behavior in general, in my personal opinion, but let's go with toxic positivity so it sounds like you're still doing positive stuff, so fucking stroke your ego. When the kids see that you're doing that, they're going to apply that to everything. Because if they think that it's okay to attack someone for something that they think, not what actually happened, not the facts of the matter, what they think is something wrong and terrible and disgusting, they're gonna fucking do it. So when that shit happens and you're wondering, oh, I wonder why that happened, this is why. It's okay to stand someone. Again, Jenna Marbles fan all the way over here. I love her. I love her shit. It's okay to stand her. It's okay to like people. It's okay to enjoy people's content. But when it comes to this point where you're defending someone for just referencing something that person said not to reference, when it's an apology for something that they did wrong or something that can appear to the people that they did wrong to, that they still did wrong, and even if it's something like making a video talking about how they apologize, shut up. First of all, I think Jenna especially wouldn't want you doing some shit like this. This is insane, and she can't even speak for herself because she's gone from the internet and she's enjoying her privacy. I don't even think she would want this shit. It's disgusting how people are using her name to shit on someone for doing absolutely nothing. It's crazy. And since we're talking about what's toxic, let's talk about what's not toxic. I'm the first one to say I don't like Corpse Liquid. Don't really like his music like that. I kind of was like getting into it for a minute there, but I'm like, nah, I don't even really like this. Your lyrics are kind of meh at best. I don't even like him. This is the total opposite side. I don't even fuck with him like that. Don't fuck with his music. Don't watch his shit. I don't care. I just want to see if he stops doing Among Us content and what he'll do next. That's all. Only reason I subscribed, and even then I kind of unsubscribed not too long ago. I don't care for this man, but genuinely looking at the people that are genuinely attacking this man and genuinely trying to expose him and saying all this type of shit about him, and it's fucking crazy. I know there was that one situation where he said this word, and for context, he said it while he was reading something, so it wasn't like his words, it was somebody else's words, but he was just reading them out. Even with that context, people genuinely shitting on him after he made his apology. He understood what he did, how it was not okay, he understood that it was a offensive thing, and that he said he was sorry. Even after all that, people still shitting on this man for doing absolutely nothing. It's crazy. You could not like him because his stands are annoying as shit. It's like K-pop stands. They're so fucking annoying. So you can not like him in that sense, but to genuinely attack that person is fucking ridiculous. But Jenna Marbles really doesn't get that type of hate because there's really nothing to hate on her for. Sure, some people can genuinely not like her, but that's like what, 1 in a million at this point that really don't like her. Everybody else does not care. Everybody else decently likes her. The girl who made the video fucking likes her. Even the people that she talked to when seeing if she should make this reference, they liked her. People don't want to look at the context, they just want to be angry. So when it comes to this toxic stan culture, sure, it can be terrible, but like in the corpse husband situation, it can also be a thing of, yeah, they're just standing up for somebody who did absolutely nothing wrong. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to hate this man, try to expose his face. Do I think the quote-unquote hate he was getting was being blown out of proportion and people were taking the comments of people saying I hate you on Twitter and acting like it was the end of the world? Yes, because people were absolutely doing that, and it was absolutely another example of toxicity of like, someone said they hate him on Twitter. I can't believe he's getting all this fucking hate. Like, everybody gets that. People are under his comments not liking him or taking it too serious. Like, bruh, have you ever seen someone's Twitter comments? It's a toxic place. Hell, even YouTube is as bad. Like, it's not that serious. He gets way more love than hate. But there are genuine situations where, yes, it was hella toxic. And people were being super disrespectful for absolutely no reason. But the example people were showing, especially at the beginning of that whole everybody hates corpse husband thing, it was like, okay, yeah, you guys are genuinely just, nitpicking. Like 1 out of 1,000. And acting like that's just everybody hates him so much. It's really not that serious. And nothing, everybody's actively annoyed with his stands because they're similar to K-pop stands. But that's about it. And I was going to talk about Dream, but honestly, the corpse husband thing has a pretty good way of explaining the Dream situation. Again, toxic stands, people that if you question the person that you love and question if that person maybe is cheating or not, that you're just terrible and everybody hates him for no reason and it's so terrible, when in reality it's just, hey, this might have happened. No one cares, but this might have happened. Ooh, this is interesting. I wonder how he's gonna respond, like any other fucking drama. No one was calling him a terrible person. No one was saying anything super bad to him. And even the whole drama with the guy calling the stands toxic low-key, and it was like, he was right. You guys were fucking toxic because you took people genuinely being curious if he cheated or not and questioning him accordingly because of that. You took that and made it as if people were saying he was the worst person in the world. Yeah, there might have been people saying that, but what? Again, 1 out of 1 billion. Like, it's not that serious. No one really cared. His responses were shitty, but no one really cared before that. It wasn't a personal attack on you and the person that you like. It was just saying, yeah, stands can be fucking annoying. They can be toxic. They can be scary. They can make it really hard to keep the human side of that person. Jenna Marbles, Corpse Husband, and Dream are all people. They make mistakes. They do wrong. They are not gods. Just because they are decent human beings does not mean they are the best human being of life. They should have the right to be human beings and not gods. And the fact that we're setting that precedent of, yes, even normal YouTubers are setting other YouTubers, other human beings on this pedestal like they're gods is crazy insane to me and disgusting and weird. And again, when something happens where somebody's fucking doing some shit, like some Predator-esque shit, and you wonder why the kid fans are putting them on this pedestal and saying, they would never do that. That's not nothing, and ignoring factual evidence of what happened because they love their favorite creator, I wonder why. Like, I'm genuinely confused on why they would do something like that. It's not like we have set that as an example for them or anything. I just don't understand why they would praise someone blindly and not even take in the full context of the situation just for clicks and views or just because they see that person as non-human anymore. Anyways, that was my rant. I just had to get that off my chest. I've been keeping that in for a while. I think recently I felt like I've been snapping mentally, so I'm gonna be saying a lot of controversial, out of pocket shit for a minute probably. I don't mean to. Hopefully I kick myself out of editing this shit and whatnot, but I'm not in the mood to care now. I should be, but I'm not in the mood. But I will see you guys later. BB.